I'm BSchneider here with New TV here at LaSalle College. I was able to sit down with Junior J.R. Costello to talk about the school's recent trip to the Jersey Shore. Over Columbus Day weekend, 10 students and one chaperone traveled down to the Jersey Shore to rebuild houses that are still devastated by Hurricane Sandy. The trip is sponsored by the college's student-run organization, LaSalle Says Thank You.
So what exactly is LaSalle Says Thank You?
LaSalle Says Thank You is a short-term service trip. It's a really good opportunity so that students who don't want to necessarily take that week or 2 weeks to do service can do it for just a weekend.
And how did you become involved with this trip to the Jersey Shore?
I actually was asked by a friend of mine who was leading the trip to apply. They were looking for people, and I lived in the community service house with her, so she knew that I was passionate about service, so she asked me to apply.
What was it like seeing the devastation that is still impacting the Jersey Shore 3 years after Hurricane Sandy hit?
It's really surprising. A lot of the houses that we passed initially coming in were pretty wealthy houses, and to see that there was still some issues going on with those houses really hit me a little bit, because it was like they still have all this money, but they're still suffering. But going in even deeper into the heart of the shore, it was really surprising to see so many families that were affected not only by the hurricane but by contractors too, because the contractors would say that they're going to help them, and these families would give them all their money, and the contractors would run.
Did you meet any of the families that were impacted by the schemes by the contractors?
I don't know if exactly the family that we met was affected by the schemes, but they definitely were affected by the shore. A lot of the time it's just a matter of funding. They only get $150,000 to rebuild their entire home. And a lot of times the family that we worked with had a first floor home, so everything was gone, and they had to rebuild completely. So that's when the projects that we work with come into effect, and they can apply for the extra help.
What work exactly did you do while you were rebuilding the houses on the Jersey Shore?
For one day, we did a demolition, which was really exciting. That was our first day, and we were all really ready to move our bodies again after a pretty long drive and really get down and dirty. So that was really fun. We just had to cut down all the wires and knock down all the rest of the drywall so that we could get the house ready to be taken down completely and rebuilt. The next day we did sanding, getting the house all prepped for painting, which was really exciting too, because it's kind of, you got to see the demolition and then all the way into almost having a house ready for someone to move into.
What did you take out of the trip to the Jersey Shore?
Well, it's definitely humbling. It makes me appreciate my home and the community that I'm a part of. It's really different having to go into that experience and seeing the devastation that's still going on 3 years later. I live really close to the ocean, so it's a really kind of sensitive thing for me too, to realize that it could happen to anybody, and being misplaced from your home is very hard. I think the biggest thing that I saw was when we were working on the demolition site, one of the rooms had this car trim wallpaper at the top of the wall, and it just made me realize that was a child's room, and to see that really kind of struck a chord with me, and realizing that that child has been misplaced from their home for at least 3 years now. It's kind of, I don't know, a little humbling.
So would you recommend going on a service trip like this to someone that might be considering it?
Absolutely. It's definitely harder work, because it is more laborious, but I think through that you really gain a sense of yourself, and what you are truly capable of, and as well as it's very humbling too. It's really amazing experience to be able to go in and actively help someone make a difference in their lives.
Interested in being part of a service trip, consider applying for a 2016 alternative spring break through LaSalle College. Thank you for tuning in. I'm BSchneider from New TV.